Hello and welcome to hobby vlog number 233. Been another crazy week with very little hobby time, but I've got a few things done and towards the end of the week I have managed to get back to doing some hobbying. I managed to get the work I was doing out of the way, and yeah, that's put me back a little bit back on track with that project out of the way. So yeah, the bulk of this video, as per usual, is about my Reaper miniature challenge. Let me tell you what that is if you're not sure. So I have a big pile of Reaper miniatures that I bought over the years that never got painted, and this year I'm asking your help in deciding which one to paint each week so that I end up the year with 52 painted miniatures out of that pile. And it's going really well, I'm having a lot of fun. We're on week 22, and on screen now there is a list of 10 miniatures which I've picked by random from the remaining unpainted ones, and all you need to do is leave a comment below with the name of the miniature you want me to paint, and whichever gets the most votes I'll paint next week. And everyone that does enter this by putting a comment below with the name of a miniature will get put into the draw at the end of this month to win one of the miniatures that I've painted during the month. Not the actual miniature, I sent it free from the Reaper website, but yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So last week I painted up the Dead Man's Chest, which was fortunately very easy with how little time I had, and had a lot of fun, and it looked really, really good. And this week we had a runaway winner in the Harpy Supervillain. They got 7 votes. There were 2 others with 3. It was a good week for voting, so thank you everyone that did. Yeah, but very quickly it was obvious that the Harpy was going to win. So yeah, thanks to those who voted. I'll paint that up this week, yeah, get you voting below for what I'm going to paint next week. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Do leave me a comment below even if you don't vote, and I'll see you again at the end. Well, here we are again. We're all very excited. It's been weeks, months even maybe. It's been a very long time since we've got to play. But Rosie, you've kept asking, haven't you, love? Yes. And we've just not been able to for various reasons, but we're back. So we're starting on the final adventure in the opening campaign from the book, and it is called To Soothe a Savage Beast.
To Soothe a Savage Beast?
Yeah, pretty exciting, really. So, we will be ending up going towards the Old Forest, which Rosie is very, very excited about. Now, it is a good adventure. It's a pretty exciting first session, so we're going to get cracking straight into it.
Get that camera off.
Get that camera off and let's get playing, yeah. So we'll be back at the end of it and tell you how it went.
What's that?
The Marish. Well, that was exciting, wasn't it? It was most exciting for me because I'd completely forgotten how combat went. And so I think about 20% of the time was spent me reading going, oh, I think I'm doing this wrong. But we got there. So do you want to explain and describe what happened, Rosie?
No.
No.
I'm too thirsty.
We'll get yourself a drink then. So I'll tell you. So we had a nice meal and a chat with Farmer Maggot and Bilbo. And Farmer Maggot told us a very scary story about a beast that had killed his chickens and attacked him, but he managed to chase it away. And he's asked us to go and investigate it and find out what's going on, hasn't he? So we walked towards Buckleberry Ferry. And what did we see while we were walking towards Buckleberry Ferry?
Red eyes.
Red eyes watching us.
Gleamy eyes.
Red gleamy eyes, yes. And as we got to the ferry, what happened?
We were in a fight.
The beast appeared, didn't it? And I called out, run away, but these two bloodthirsty creatures decided to stand and fight, didn't you?
Yeah.
And what did you do? You shot your arrow, and what did you do?
I lunged at it with my sword.
And seeing that this was
And it cut up.
So Lobelia managed to cause a very bad wound to its nose, a grievous wound. And you hit with your bow, and I managed to smack it with my axe, and that chased it off, which is incredible because you're supposed to run away. You're not supposed to be able to do that, but we did. So that's
should have hit it here.
Yeah, but that's where we finished the session. So we will play again next week, won't we? We're going to try and get back to doing this weekly and have a lot of fun. Rosie's most excited about getting to the Old Forest, but we're not there yet. We are just crossing over the ferry right now. We sat on the ferry, and what was the last thing that we saw, Rosie?
What did we see as we got
What did you see as you looked back? More red eyes watching us again. So we chased the beast away, but it didn't run for long. It's come back and it's watching us. So anyway, that'll be next week. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rosie likes a good fight, don't you?
Yeah. But she's hungry and thirsty, so we'll get on. And yeah, back next week.
No.
Let's have a look at this dead man's chest. It's a little bit of a different one. That's what I'm really enjoying about this whole series. Is it's not just about painting the same old thing over and over again. You get to paint some really random stuff. And here we have it. We've got 2 skeletons and a part of an open chest of gold and potentially some sand around the side. I think it could be quite an interesting paint job. I think it's going to be quite difficult actually. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to go about doing it, but that is what it's all about as well. So what I'll do is, as usual, give this a good scrub with some hot soapy water. I will stick this to a base. I will clean up some of these. There's a little bit of a gate here. I need to have a look at it probably under a microscope to make sure I don't cut things off that I don't want to cut off, but I'll give it a bit of a clean up, stick it to a base and get it primed, and I'll bring it back and show what it looks like when that's done. Alright, so I've put this onto a base, and as it happens it's one of my bottle tops, my bottle lids that I cut down many years ago before I even started this channel. First ever video I did for Top Table Gaming. I cut that down. It's been sat in my box and it's the perfect size for this. So that's been primed, as you can see, and I'm going to take it downstairs now and paint it. So I don't know how easy it's going to be. We'll find out. Hopefully I'll have the time and the energy. I'm actually starting to get sick now. It's one thing after another. But yeah, just going to keep cracking on and keep trying, and that's all you can do, and hopefully I'll get it finished in time, so let's see. Well, something that I've been putting off, but I am doing now, is taking all of my miniatures, I'm sticking them in storage, which is proving to be difficult to find things. I've got these little drawers which are actually working really well, because what I'd like to do is take these display units down. They're not very efficient, can't really get very much on display. So I'm going to take these down. I've got the workmen in tomorrow, so they can help me lift down, take them off the wall and lift them down. They're very heavy. I've not yet taken these ones down. I've not yet emptied these. I need to do all this emptying. I've already taken all of the terrain that was stacked on top, taken them off. And there's some CD racks, DVD racks. I bought them for downstairs for our DVDs, and they're really good, and I think they'll work really well as miniature display units. So I'm going to buy 4 of them, but they're not cheap, so it's going to be a pretty expensive do. I can't afford to buy the actual units yet. But with the men here right now, I need their help to lift these other units off. So I'm just going to get everything cleared out and ready for me to then get the proper units, get them up, put them on the wall, and then it will be amazing. There'll be loads and loads of awesome storage, and I can really have all of the miniatures nicely displayed and easily accessible. So yeah. It's taken some time, and this is one of the things that takes up the time, which means that you can't make things, but you have to do this. You have to get ahead of stuff, and that's what I'm doing. Thank goodness for strong Turkish men. So they've moved the one, and now this one has to go up into the roof, which is going to make it a little more fun. And I'm going to try and get out of the way. I'm not going to film it all in case it gets dropped. But anyway, now I'm going to have to buy some new units now, aren't I? Up this goes into the roof. Well, it has been a week since I've even looked at this. I've been so busy. But as you can see, this glued together nicely, which was the last thing I did, I think. And what I've got here is my lump of white foam, which is what I'm going to use to build the hill. And as simple as it's going to be, I'm just going to quickly mark around the top of this where the stone circle needs to be, stone table needs to be, and then I'm going to take this to the Proxon and just cut, or actually I'm going to get my hot wire cutter, and I'm just going to cut off this tail here because it's just a little bit too much. So probably going to do something a little bit like this, just so it's not a square. There you are, something like that. So I'll trim that around flat, so on the Proxon, and then with my hot wire cutter what I'll do is I'm going to start shaving so it's a smooth slope, and get this so that I can then start to put the basing material on. I would very much like to spend time with Rosie doing this and hobby with Rosie, and once I've got past this stage I will be able to. So I'll bring you over to the Proxon now and we'll have a look at cutting this shape out and getting the hot wire cutter and getting going. Okay, here we are. So this doesn't need to be too accurate, but the Proxon is just such a good tool for this kind of job. And what I'll do is I'm just going to shave it off in multiple steps just to make it a bit easier for me to handle. So I'll put some music on and you can watch while I do this cutting. I didn't record any audio because my batteries died on my microphone, and I just wanted to get it done. So as you saw with the music, managed to trim this down, and I checked, and pretty much it's all accessible to a 28mm miniature. There's some bits that are a little steep, but it's okay. It's certainly good enough for what we need to do. So I'm going to now mount this to a base, which I'm not going to do now. I haven't got time. We're going to mount this to a base. I think I'm just going to stick it to cardboard as usual, just so that there's something a little bit more solid on the bottom. So I'll just stick that to some cardboard, and then once everything is done, I can cut it out as I do with a lot of my basing now. So yeah, so that's the next thing to do. So once I've got that glued down, we will then start to put some modelling compound over the top, I think, to make it nice and solid and not damageable, so make it a little bit more hard wearing. But yeah, pretty happy with that, and I'll bring you back when I come to the modelling compound shortly. And it really was a struggle to get this done in time this week. It is Saturday. I finished this last night. I've had such a busy week. Fortunately, it was a really simple paint job. Didn't take much time, but it was finding any time at all was the challenge this week. But yeah, pretty pleased I've done it. I think it looks really nice. I'm quite happy with it, with the outcome. And yeah, thank you very much to everyone that voted for this. And don't forget to vote in the comments of the vlog this week for what you want me to paint next week, and you could be in with a chance of winning this new from Reaper Miniatures. So yeah, thanks ever so much for everyone that's taking part in this. It really is cool. It's really inspiring me, and it's keeping me going to do some hobbying at a period of time in my life when I've just got no time to do very much. Well, there you are. As you can see, not very much done, but a little bit, and maybe this coming week I'll do a little bit more, get stuck into the stone table build a bit, and maybe even try and get back to the ships, which I've painted and then not touched. So yeah, we'll see. Don't forget to vote for the Reaper miniature below. That is so inspiring, and I forgot to say in the beginning that there is a list in the description with links to the Reaper website. If you're not sure what a miniature looks like, you can click on that and it will take you there, and that might help you make a decision. So no, thank you ever so much for watching. I'll say, as I always do at the end of all of my vlogs, if any of you are impacted directly or indirectly by the horrific war in Ukraine or in Israel, then my thoughts do go out to you and anyone you know who might be in that situation. And to everyone, please do stay healthy, stay safe, and stay well.